All right, guys, here we are. This is a Race Survival series, and we are in game number 5 right now. Tyson is our Protoss player, and he is absolutely crushing. Tyson beat HM, then he beat Sharp, then he beat Miso, then he beat Sock. And he wasn't just always in great positions in the openings either. I mean, he's playing a calm and cool, collected Protoss here, and you know, he's kind of waiting for some mistakes and capitalizing upon them, and it's fantastic to see. But now he's against the very last Zerg player, and this is a Zerg player that people weren't talking about before ASL Season 12, but nowadays, I mean, you gotta mention him as one of the stronger Zerg players. It's 815. He's extremely cheesy. He is extremely aggressive, right? Yeah. I don't know what else to really say than that. He's a good player, but definitely he will get in there and mix up and attack, and he has some good meta builds for stuff like that. In fact, he was, I believe, what was it? Like the only Zerg that took a game from Mini before the finals or something like that. It was just, it's pretty crazy. Or the only Zerg at all in the tournament, I believe. Yeah. Either way, we'll see how he does against a Tyson who is absolutely on fire here. Tyson going for the gateway expansion, as we can see. Probe going across the map. Looks like a hatchery first coming out for 815. Drone gonna meet this probe out here. Looks like he wants to chase it a little bit. For those of you who don't know, the drone actually beats the probe. But, yeah, I don't even know why. Seems like the probe actually heals better, right? I guess it actually has a lot to do with that micro. Drones can micro pretty insanely well. Their moving shot is actually a little bit better than the probes, I think. Anyways. I feel like every single time that I've seen it, the drone actually ends up beating the probe. And you can see he is keeping that probe away a little bit. And actually, the probe is more important by far than a drone. You don't want to try to trade it or have it come close. Like, you need that health to keep it alive so you can run around and actually scout what's going on. If you lose your initial scout probe, you're always in a lot of trouble. Oh, he actually takes a little bit more hull damage there. I'm surprised. Well, I guess this one is actually going for that third base. So if he could stop it, that'd be great. But not gonna happen. You can see that drone actually started to wreck the probe at that point. All right, taking a look. There was one Zealot that walked way far out, then turned around. Generally, when you make those initial Zealots, whether you're choosing to actually dive all the way with them or not, you walk them past the Overlord as if you're going to, because that's the only intel that Zerg is going to get about them. So they have to prepare for them to come, whether you're going or not. And the Forge comes up, and it looks like a very defensive spot here for Tyson. 8 lings hatching, and drone production afterwards. So looks like 815. Not going to pull the trigger on any super early Zergling aggression here. Probe. Staying alive. Don't forget, like, he took a lot of hull damage on this, so that is a little bit of a problem. It's going to die just slightly earlier than if he hadn't done that heavy drone harassment, so that could be annoying. The two Zerglings, notice how they're waiting at the top of the ramp. He wants him to try to come up. Ooh, he almost kills it right there. Only 1 health left over. But sometimes people might look at that and say, oh, why doesn't he just have them blocking the ramp? No, he doesn't want to block it. Because if you click and it's blocked at all, the probe will do this little wiggle and you'll just know that it's blocked and you won't go up the ramp. But by setting them to the side, he clicks up and it just moves normally. And so it's like kind of an ambush. So nice move there from 815. He eliminates all scouting that can occur right now. So the next scouting that we're going to see is either... Well, it should probably be Zealots walking out, but it could be the Corsair. I mean, it could be as late as the Corsair, but generally, if you wait for that and they're going for a Hydra bust, you're in trouble. So a lot of times we have a Zealot move out on, you know, however many Zealots that you feel like you can walk out with, right? Because you got to make sure that you're still blocking your choke and everything. The Zergling speed is on the way. Layer as well. There is the Stargate. Overlord getting full confirmation of the timings of everything. Going for that 5th Zealot. Normally when they hit 5 Zealots, I feel like that's when we see the walkouts, but we haven't seen a cannon started, which I think is actually quite key. Pretty sure you need to start the cannon before you go. Okay, so he starts the cannon and starts to walk out. But you see, this is like a little bit scary because, I mean, speed could finish at any time. You walk too far out, he runs in, cancels the cannon, and you're in a lot of trouble. So just kind of zoning the back, waiting for that cannon to get a little bit more health and speed. And look, oh, he almost pulled the trigger there. Very quick probe pull by Tyson to block incoming Zerglings. Still could have been a little bit scary if 815 had pulled the trigger there. Now, the first Corsair pops out, is going after this Overlord. Spire about halfway done. Macro hatch here. Macro hatch here. And we'll have to see if he's just going to go Scourge, or we're going to see any Mutalisks actually added in as well. These Zealots walk out and actually fight the Zerglings there for a moment. Not a very good engagement at all from 815. Kind of surprising. He must have been looking elsewhere. I'm not really sure about that one. All right. Well, another Corsair coming up. He is sending the Corsair across now. It's interesting that he killed the Overlord first. I think he just had the read because of Zergling speed. That it wasn't like a 3-hatch Hydra all-in or anything like that. Either way, I think Tyson's done a very good job. Like, he only has 1 cannon. He hasn't really lost Zealots. He's getting, like, he hasn't done the most scouting, but yeah, I gotta say, like, I mean, the more I'm watching this week, because I've seen a lot of Tyson games in the past, but obviously, you know, everyone's practicing all the time. Some people are taking it more seriously than others, and you can see that Tyson is really working hard right now. Like, his play this week looks just phenomenal, right? This looks like a top Protoss player. And obviously, I mean, he's a pro. He is a top Protoss player. But I'm saying, like, a really noteworthy player that, like, next time I see him play, I'm going to be really excited to see what he's going to bring out. All right, a couple Scourge fly in. Just kind of scout what's going on. There aren't more Corsairs being made right now, but there are Mutalisks being made. So this could be problematic for Tyson. All right, the Zealots run into this third base. There is a single sunken, and that's, look at that, beautiful drill to push them off the top. The Mutas come in as well, and, well, at least the Zealots are getting that information. Now, they are going to be able to pick off this sunken. Some Zerglings come up now as well to screw up that AI even more. He really wants to kill drones and does start targeting them a little bit. He gets at least a couple drones there. I see 2 drone carcasses at least, and then some Zergling carcasses. So a little bit of damage. But at least he saw the Mutas, right? He can continue his production here on the Corsairs, add additional cannons as well. You want more than just that 1 cannon. He does have one in the mineral line also, and has those 4 gates. So in a tight situation, he can, of course, run out with the Zealots and try to force the Mutas to deal with them. All right, Hydralisk Den coming up. A very big group of Mutas, like very healthy, right? It's got 6 plus a ton of Scourge. He does have that Carapace upgrade on the way as well. More Scourge coming out. So it looks like he wants to do maybe an Ogre Zerg gamer move, as Tasis puts it. Where you're just like, you make a bunch of Mutas and a bunch of Scourge, and then you fly in, and the Scourge deal with the Mutas, and the Mutas kill the cannons. I mean, it's a real move. It's a real thing. Definitely something that has gained trendiness in the last year. All right, a few Zealots coming up here. They see the Mutas and turn around immediately. The Zealot groups have been split apart from each other. If you keep them all together, the Mutas can easily track them all down. Nice split once again. That is so many Scourge. Seriously, how many Scourge do we actually have? So there's 12. He has 18 Scourge right now. Oh, DT trying to... Oh, the DT trying to get in! Oh, so close. He was just barely still in vision range there. Zealot's going up into this third base location. By the way, the droning has been amazing. He's up at 48 drones right now. That's scary. That's a big economy for Zerg. Generally, they have fewer workers than their opponents. But in this case, 815 doing a very good job with that. Now, that being said, we have an Archon out right now. We have a good amount of Corsairs, 7 Corsairs with that +1, but there is Carapace for the Mutas. Now, look, the Mutas are going to fly into the cannons. The Scourge are going to try to zone everything else out. This is the Ogre Zerg gamer moment. Can 815 end this winning streak of Tyson? The Mutas going absolutely ham on these probes. Oh my god, the Corsairs come over and start to get some big hits right there. Here come the Scourge now. Are they going to be able to actually hit? No, they turn around. They don't want to be led into Psy Storms or into cannons or anything like that. And as these Corsairs come back up, the Mutas turn tail and head towards the third base. So they will force the cannon to be canceled there. In the meantime, we do have a counterattack coming up. He figures this is the time, and that is a lot of Zealots, so that could be a little bit scary to deal with. But the Mutas are still up here. High Templar coming over, getting ready for that big Psy Storm. Scourge coming in. Oh, he sees the High Templar. He's got to target that down right now. Looks like everything is dealt with over on 815 side of the map. 815 looking immaculate here. But as we looked away, all the Scourge are gone. So I'm not entirely sure what happened to the Scourge. They could have gotten gunned down by the Corsairs. They could have gotten stormed. Either way, they are done, which means the Mutas have to run away. The Corsairs going to own the skies right now. But Hydras come and save the day for these Mutas. Now, let's try to look at where we're actually at in this crazy game. The third Nexus did finish. Is it going to stay alive? Probably not. The probe count, 38 against 40 drones. There isn't a fourth base for Zerg, but I don't think that matters as much right now. Because his army is bigger. His tech is really good still. He's still got these Mutas out, man. Still trying to get some damage. Let's see. They're very low on health. All right, here come the Scourge. Hydras just dogpiling upon this Nexus. Oh, a storm goes down. It looks like it mostly missed. All right, Scourge all go away, but the Nexus going to fall. Another group of Zealots do go up to this third base, and actually this time there's not that much. There is another group of Hydras coming through. I like the ideas of trying to throw some Hydras to the side, but yeah, these Zealots going to start to get some serious damage done on this third base location. Even with those 1-1 upgrades, though, they will be cleaned up eventually by the Hydras. But look at this. So efficient. Actually, there's really not that many Hydras. And a DT coming up now as well to add in that extra damage. A Hydra bust over at the natural. This is a crazy base trade right now. But I think it's over for Tyson, right? Like, there's a few Zealots here, but I think that he'll hold on, and losing your natural, like, you're basically not mining. There's almost nothing left over. Hydra's continuing to rally over. Yeah, okay, so the third base going to end up falling. But how does he save his main? I don't think that that's possible at this point, really. Like, I mean, you can pop out a DT and hope there's no Overlord nearby, but that's a temporary solution. Hydras can run. And look at this, the Muta's coming back in. And that's going to be it. GG. 815 takes down Tyson.